Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Hi, hello again. My name is Jose from Penang Green Council, and I, again, will be your host for today's live stream session of our virtual Green Adventure series, Green Festivities. And as you can see, all the decorations, set Christmas edition. So before we start our wonderful session today, maybe I would like to conduct a little bit of a sound check, so for those audience who are here with me, and for those who are maybe just arrived, coming in, if you can hear me right now, please type in Santa in our comment section below. So below, sorry. And for today's session, I will actually be conducting in Bahasa and maybe a little bit in Malay, Bahasa, in English and Malay, to know and to allow our audience to understand better. So we want to include everyone if possible for us to enjoy this session and for us to say have a great sharing experience in this virtual game adventure series Green Festivities Christmas edition. Sorry, my tongue's a bit wobbly right now. And for your information, as all of our virtual Green Adventure series and Green Festivities for previously like Deepavali, Chinese New Year area, for Christmas edition, we will also be having a quiz session later during this session. So all of our audience are welcome to try out the quiz. Share with the answer using the comment section. So as you can see in the comments that you can type in your answer. So keep your brain sharp during the session so that maybe you can answer and get some wonderful prizes from us from our quiz session later on. So I believe that everyone here is excited for our sharing session and maybe the quiz session later. So, but before I start, maybe I can, tell you a little bit about Green Festivities itself. So, it is actually a virtual program that aims to educate the public on the green practices that could be implemented during the celebration in Malaysia. So, as you know, before this, we've done for Chinese New Year, we have also done for Raya, and we've also done for the Deepavali, and this is the Christmas edition. And as you know, Christmas is also just around the corner, which will be celebrated on the 25th of December this year. And everyone knows when you go everywhere, you go to a shop, you can hear all the Christmas music already, you can see Christmas decoration everywhere. And I can safely say it is actually one of the most anticipated celebration. It is filled with warmth and joy as the year also almost come to an end. And I know that most of our viewers are actually looking forward to celebrate it. Although I myself, since I don't celebrate Christmas, I wonder what is actually the meaning behind it and why do we even celebrate it. And I believe maybe some of the audience here know why Christmas has been celebrated, but maybe we can have a little bit of a refreshing session on why it is celebrated. So, and as for me and maybe some of my friends who are not celebrating it today, we can actually find out because we are in luck today. We actually have few guesses, and one of our guests is actually Reverend Tim Nichols from St. George's Church as one of our guests, for him to share with us some of the insights and wonderful facts about Christmas. And we also have two students, which is Sabina Ann and Grace Oy. Sabina Ann is from SK Common Butterworth, and Sabina Oy, Grace Oy, sorry, from SJKC Chuanan. They will also share with us on the wonderful experience and the story, while we also learn about some of the green practices that we can do during this Christmas celebration. So, without further ado, I will like to welcome our most anticipated guest. So, let us welcome our guest, Reverend Tim Nichols, and hello, Savina Ann, and also Grace Oy as our guest for today. Hello, everyone.
Hi, thanks for
Uh,
having us here.
No problem, no problem. Since now everyone have seen their face and heard and know their name, maybe we can allow them to also introduce a bit about themselves. So I guess we'll start with Reverend Tim, or I think I'll just call him Tim for today's session. So Tim, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure, yes. So my name's Tim. I'm originally from Australia. I don't know if you can tell from my accent, but I'm married to a Malaysian. We have 4 kids, and
Mm.
and I work as a pastor at the St. George's Church in Penang, which is a
Uh,
really old white church right in the center. Yeah.
Yeah, if we Google, we can see that the pictures of that church is quite nice, because it's like green and then white churches there. So it's like a very beautiful place, a beautiful building, and it's good to have you with us today, Tim. And I think we can now go to Savina. Can you introduce a little bit about yourself to our audience?
Hi, my name is Savina N. I'm 11 years old and I'm from SK Convent Butterwood. Thank you.
Alrighty, and now we can go to Grace. So, Grace, can you tell a little bit about yourself to the audience? Can you hear us? Can you hear us? All right.
My name is Grace Wishu and I'm 8 years old and I'm from SJKC Tianan. My mother is from Sabah.
Ah, so we have a lot of people from far away. So because we have Pastor Tim from Australia, and yeah, we have Grace, which is her mother is from Sabah, and we have Savina. So now you know a little bit about our guests for today. I think it's time for us to learn more about Christmas and some of the wonderful things about it. So without further ado, I am going to ask some questions to our guest today. So maybe the question is very simple, yet person like me don't really know. So actually, why do people celebrate Christmas? What are the meanings behind it? Maybe Tim, you know why, and you can actually enlighten me with the real reason behind it.
Yeah, it's true. I think a lot of people don't always know what it's about. But at Christmas time, Christians, of course, celebrate the birth of Jesus
Mm-hmm.
as our Savior and King, right? So actually, it's got nothing to do with Santa Claus or reindeer or elves. Those are made up stories, right? But at Christmas, we actually are celebrating the true story that 2,000 years ago or so, God the Son took on human flesh in the person of Jesus and came to live in this world. And maybe you wonder, well, why did Jesus come into the world? Why would God send His Son? And there's basically two reasons why we celebrate that happened. And the first one is that we celebrate that Jesus came to save us. As Christians, we believe that we've all failed to love God with all our hearts. We've all failed to love each other as we should, and actually that gives us a break with our relationship with God. We have a broken relationship with Him. We deserve punishment. So God sends Jesus to save us, and He lives the life we haven't lived, and He dies on the cross, taking the punishment we deserve, and then He's raised again so that our relationship with God can be restored. So that's the first reason we're celebrating He comes as our Savior, and then the second one, we celebrate that Christ is born as our King. And I don't know if you know, but that's what the word Christ actually means. It's not His surname actually. Christ is a title. It's a bit like Datuk or Putra or something like that. It's a title that means king, right? So Christians believe not only did Jesus die on the cross, but He was raised again as a king of God's kingdom, so that one day all who trust in Him can be in His kingdom, in a place that there's no more sickness or suffering and death. And as you can imagine, during right now we're in this pandemic where there's been a lot of trouble, a lot of suffering. So that hope of having eternal life in God's kingdom is a wonderful news for us. So yeah, I guess we're celebrating the birth of Jesus, and we're doing that because Jesus was no ordinary child, and we're doing it because He came as our Savior, and He came as our King, and it fills us with such joy and hope that we just want to share it with others as much as we can.
Understand. So yeah, throughout the Christmas celebration, it's much more towards I say appreciation and to acknowledge the Jesus as I say uh the Son of God, also as a how to say a king of all the kingdoms, because I pardon my ignorance because I thought Jesus Christ was the name. So Christ is actually the title itself. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
as a as an adult that doesn't know this, it's quite kind of funny. But thank you for enlightening me about this fact as well.
No problem at all. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, actually, it's a good thing to know that okay, the reason why, because most of the time we go for Christmas celebration, people will see like Santa, as you see like Rudolph and all those. I say other iconic images. So it was much more of a, I say, a festivity thing, but it's not correlated to why Christmas itself is being celebrated.
Yeah,
So yeah.
it's really interesting actually how I mean, when most people think of Christmas, they do think of Santa and Christmas trees
Yeah, I can see this.
and all of that. And sometimes when they're thinking about that, they think, oh, the idea is if you be a good person, then you'll get more presents or something like that. So that's how people often think about it. But that's actually quite opposite to what Christians actually believe, because
Ah,
we don't believe that we're good people. We don't think, oh, if we're good, then we can go to heaven. Actually, we think we're not good people, and that's why we need Jesus to come into the world and actually save us, because we can't save ourselves. So, yeah, it's interesting how the true meaning is often lost with all the all the other things
yeah.
that
As yeah, as time goes by, I think one of the reasons why we have this program itself, so that maybe we can get refreshed, and for those who know nothing like me, I can learn something, and those who have even though celebrated throughout their life, yeah, maybe they have say they have lost the say the real definition behind it. So thank you so much for actually telling us all this information. But now I think since we are much more clear on why Christmas is celebrated, but usually when it comes to festivities, right, we always have this, I say, things that we do every year without fail. So I want to know from our guests as well today, actually, what are the activities and the practice, that they will definitely do every year without fail during their Christmas celebration. And I think I'm gonna ask Savina Ann first on what are the things that you definitely do during Christmas every year without fail. So can you like share with us what are the things that you usually do every year?
Okay.
All right.
Activities or practices that I'll do every year on Christmas without fail is on Christmas Eve. Me and my family will attend the evening mass in church, and that night, right when it strikes 12 o'clock, we will open our gifts and just like show each other and I don't know, just brag about our gifts. Okay. And then on Christmas Day, we will go to my father's family's house because my mother's family is an Indian family. So we'll go to our father's family's house and we'll have an open house there. Unfortunately, we can't actually invite all of the people over because of the pandemic, and also my father's family is really big, so they're all around the world.
Uh,
And the rest of them, we will talk with them, and we will have a great time together. We will play Christmas songs and do some carolings. We used to have these Christmas carolings and Christmas parties, but they're stopped because of the pandemic.
yeah, the pandemic really does stops a lot of things, right? I think even
Yeah,
for, yeah, even for Savina, they say the caroling has stopped, but it still doesn't stop you from having a very good time with your family, right? I believe that's, yeah, say that's the joy, that's the wonderful thing about celebration. I think I want to also know from Grace's side. So, what are the things that you usually do every single year without fail during your Christmas celebration? Can you share with us,
we,
Grace?
we open our presents, and
Mm-hmm.
this year we are going to Great Ski to perform caroling.
Ah, so last year you didn't do because of the pandemic, is it? Jang, jang, jang. Is my connection lost? I guess. Can you hear
No?
me?
Yes.
Okay, so this year, you will be doing it. During which time? You'll be doing the caroling.
18 tomorrow.
Ah, okay. So I bet you are very excited to go for the caroling, right? It's got to be a very adorable session. Seeing you, maybe you and your friends and your family will go for caroling that session, right? So yeah, it's gonna be a very great session there, and it's gonna be a very merry. I say, stage three is gonna be merrier because of you and your friends there gonna do caroling. So good to know that you will do that. To cheer people up, because for these past few years the pandemic has struck us. So we do need some joy in our life once in a while. So this can be it. Maybe Pastor, you also have some Tim, is also have some things that you definitely do without fail every year. Go ahead,
Yeah,
so share with us. Yeah.
I mean, definitely we will go to church as well, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe many of us don't know what we actually do in the church. What we actually do is we remember the significance again of what why Jesus came as our Savior and King. The things that I just shared before. So
Mm-hmm.
usually, what we'll do is we'll read from the Bible. Those are the eyewitness accounts. They're written by those who actually heard Jesus, saw Jesus with their own eyes. So they wrote down about Jesus' birth and his life and his death and resurrection. So we'll read from the Bible, and we'll pray to thank God for sending Jesus. And of course, we'll sing Christmas carols. I think Savina and Grace have mentioned that. Uh, and Christmas carol is basically a song that is celebrating about Jesus as Savior and King. I'm sure many of you have heard them in the supermarket before, but the ones we sing, we don't sing like jingle bells about Santa Claus or this kind of thing, right?
Okay.
We sing ones like "Joy to the World," "The Lord is come, let earth receive her King," or
Mm-hmm.
uh, "Come, let us adore Him, come, let us adore Him, Christ the Lord." So they're very focused on Jesus as King and worshiping and loving Him. And of course, the church services are open to anyone who wants to come. So if you want to find out more about Christmas or about Jesus, then you're very welcome to come along for that. St George's one I think is at 7 p.m. This year, Christmas
Ah,
Eve, 9 a.m. on Christmas Day.
yes.
Apart from that, I guess families will have their own different celebrations as well. It's usually public holiday. Usually, families will get together, we'll eat food, we'll give presents. And I guess the idea of giving presents to each other is that, well, if God's been so generous to us in giving us the gift of Jesus, then we want to be generous in giving gifts, showing that same love to other people. So yeah, there's a few things definitely we will do. Yeah.
In a way, it's like I say, showing appreciation from our own side to say our loved ones or maybe friends as well, right? In the spirit of Christmas. Yeah, thank you for the invitation. I think those who want to learn more, I think those who I say have some time, then we can maybe learn more from Tim during the I say the opening of the church itself. I say at 7 p.m. during every eve, is it? So yeah, they'll be able to join you, and then maybe have some say even though now with the pandemic is still ongoing, so but we can always adhere to SOP while still say socialize and mingle around with people. Of course, there's a limitation, but of course we do need to take care of ourselves. But still, it shouldn't say stop us from having the holiday spirit itself, right?
But
And
yeah,
I
I should say we also do live streaming these days.
mm, yeah,
Just like this session,
like
actually,
this, yes.
if you don't want to go to the church building because you're worried about COVID or whatever, then you can actually watch it on Facebook or YouTube as well. So it's very easy these days. Yeah.
Yes, yes. It's like a ways for us to, I say, still keep in touch without the, I say, the physical interaction, while still celebrating it in a safe manner. So it's
Yeah.
good to know that. But are the other things that I want to ask, especially I think those two girls that we have, Sabina and Grace, is actually what is the most memorable Christmas moments that you have? I think we're gonna start with Grace first. Grace, what is the thing that you remember most during your Christmas celebration throughout your years? Any particular one that comes to mind?
I remember opening our gifts, and what's more important is who gives us the gifts, not
Ah,
the gifts itself.
ah. So say the gift is not important, but as long as you know that the person who gives you meant to say to show their appreciation, then you would be happy already, right? Oh, very good lah, Grace. Usually people, I think for me pun, of course we want big gifts, but sometimes it's not gift itself that is the most important. Is the fact that someone has put in their effort to give us something that matters, right? So yeah, good to know that you are thinking that. I think I should learn from you lah, Grace. Later I go to class with you lah. You can teach me. Can ah? Okay, now I think I wanna hear from Sabina's side.
The most memorable moment was when me and my sister, sometimes my cousins too, we will sneak into the kitchen to get some cookies and cakes and try not to get caught from our parents.
Committing crimes during Christmas. But I believe that's the joy of it, right? I think because cookies is there. I think there's a saying for give cookies to Santa, right? So you know the cookies is definitely gonna be there. So you and your sister like team up. You and your family members team up to do a heist on the cookie. I think yeah, that's I say a very grand plan that you have for Christmas. Are you going to do it this year? Then your parents would know already your plan lah. Kantoy already.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do it this year too.
Then your plan is gonna be busted because they know already about your plan. Never mind, you can still do it very sneakily. It's not that I'm encouraging it, but yeah, it's your plan after all. All right. So maybe Tim, do you have like any specifically memorable thing that you remember during Christmas?
Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely have very fond memories of the the family, the food, and the gifts. Growing up in Australia, what we would usually do is we would go to church, then we'd come back, there'd be presents, there'd be a big lunch, and then
Mm.
after lunch we would play cricket. I mean, probably not many people in Malaysia will be doing that, but then,
Yeah.
we just would have these happy times of being together. I think Chinese New Year will be when all the Chinese extended family comes together, and maybe Deepavali for Indian or Hari Raya for the Malay. Christmas is a bit like that for the Christians. But one other thing that would be quite memorable for me is often during the Christmas Eve service, very often we'd do it by candlelight, so everyone would have their own
Ah.
um, candle, and we will sing songs about why Jesus came. And the significance about it is like, here's the light of the world who's come to
Ah.
reveal God and to bring salvation. And it's if you've never been to a kind of candlelight Christmas Eve service, I'd say it's very very meaningful and very memorable and even life transforming. Yeah.
It's very unique in its own way, right? Because I can say it also has it's not just a gimmick. There's also a significant of why it is being done. I think it's
Yeah.
gonna be very nice. Just the fact that I think a lot of Malaysian people are afraid of the dark. I think they're afraid of mosquitoes coming at them. Yeah, and now that you mentioned about cricket, I think there are some people who play crickets in Malaysia, but it's just not as very big as it is in Australia or maybe in India, right? So maybe someday you can popularize that thing during Christmas as well. Crickets and Christmas, the two in one thing. Maybe yeah, everyone of us maybe can have a go at it. I think we can have Sabina and Grace. We can learn about cricket. Meanwhile, those are the things that you will say are very memorable. I believe it's like every single one of us have, I say, things that we cherish most and things that we found very memorable in our celebration. So I think like Sabina shared and like Grace shared and also you shared. So every one of us held that celebration in a very meaningful way. But that's the thing. We also have this memorable thing, but we also need to know that is there any way that we can make our good celebration or I say this festive celebration any greener. So maybe I'm gonna ask you, Tim, what are the things that you can do to encourage your friends and families to celebrate Christmas in a greener way, not just having like very a lot of Christmas tree, yeah, even though it makes your house very green, but in a very greener in a subjective way. You have any other suggestions?
Yeah, well, I think if you Google online, you'll find quite a lot of things. But I guess the greatest wastage at Christmas is usually because of food and presents.
Mm-hmm.
So perhaps instead of wrapping your presents with wrapping paper that you're just going to rip up and throw in the bin, you can use these kind of these kind of recycle bags. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Um, you can just put the present in. You can still open it, but then you can reuse
Reuse
it.
it.
Yeah.
Ah.
Or you can try and give people gifts that they actually want and or use rather than things that they're just going to throw out or not use or just buy less. Sometimes what we like to do is to do a kind of gift exchange where instead of like one person buys a present for every single person in the family, we just kind of do mix up the names in a hat. Each person picks out one name, and then you buy a present for that one person, and someone else
Ah.
will buy a present for you. So it's a way of you don't have to spend so much money, you don't have to use so many things, but everyone gets to participate. Um, and I guess on the food side, make sure, I mean, it's a celebration, of course, but maybe make sure you're able to finish it. Or if you can't, instead of just throwing it out, think about those in need
Mm.
that you could share it with. Yeah.
Understand, understand. Yeah, so it's like you're tackling multiple birds with one stone. It's not like you should attack birds with stone, but yeah, it's how that you can, I say, you can have a lot of things. You can even be green, but also being very economics and being, I say, very, very celebrative about it. So yeah, that's a good way to put it. And I think I want to ask Savina as well. Is there anything particular that you do, anything green that you do that you can say encourage us who are those who are celebrating and maybe even me on how to be greener during this Christmas?
The ways I would encourage my family or friends to have a greener Christmas is to reduce the usage of plastic plates, spoons, forks, and straws, and decrease the usage of playing with firecrackers. It can help to reduce air pollution. Other than that, you can send invitations online, and you can also recycle decorations and wrap gifts using fabric or newspapers.
Ah, so yeah, I think it's true as well because most of the time, we definitely all celebrations gonna have like feast with your family members, your friends, a lot of plastic plates and wares are going to be used. So yeah, maybe we can replace that. I think what you mentioned is very true as well. It also applies to all of the other celebrations, not just Christmas, which is I say a greener way and also maybe a much more economic ways. Yeah, because you don't throw it. If you use like a metal spoon, you can just reuse it again until the end of time. So yeah, it's a good practice as well. And maybe Grace, can you also share with me things that you do that is maybe a greener way that you can encourage people to celebrate their Christmas?
You could plant your own Christmas tree or buy a real one instead of a fake one.
Ah, okay. Do you have one at home right now? A real Christmas tree?
And also, you can also make your decorations with a recycled paper or recycled things.
Ah, good, good, good. Yeah, because you don't need to buy, right? Because for example, if you do recycle things, you don't really have to spend money on it. Then you can say you also reuse it if possible. So I think going for a greener way coincides with I say also going very economic. It's not like by being green you're gonna spend a lot more resources. It can either be I say complementing you by saving a lot of your own money and resources by going green as well. So I think that's also like in general of all the things that Tim has shared, Savina and Grace shared. It is how they say going green does not mean that you're going to spend more money. Going green can also mean that you are very, very cost saving with the current days now, a lot of, let's say, expenses are being used. Even vegetables are much more expensive now, unfortunately. So, yeah, good to know that we can also have a very green Christmas while saving a little bit of money. So, I believe that you guys have shared with me a lot of things, wonderful things. It's good to know that even though these past few years there's been COVID, I think that this year we can finally have like a proper Christmas celebration. And thank you for sharing with me the significance and why itself Christmas has been celebrated. So I believe Tim, Savina, and Grace, you have been teaching me a lot. Yeah, I am good. I am proud to know that I say those little kids can actually teach an old person like me. And yeah, thank you. I won't say that he say you are old, Reverend Kim. I'm the old one here, and yeah, I still got to learn a lot of things from Sabina and Grace, and also you, especially. So thank you for sharing with us.
I think you are the younger one.
It's okay. You look young. That's what matters, right? All right. So, before I think, trying to see whether if we have any questions from our those who are viewing online. So, can we display some questions? So we got questions from one of our viewer. Is that is caroling a mandatory session during Christmas? So, okay, who wants to answer this? Raise up your hand. Okay, so I think we can have all answer. I think Grace also want to answer, right? Okay, so I think we can have all three of you answer. So, Tim, is it a mandatory
Of
thing?
course, it's not mandatory. Nothing's mandatory. But many of the Christmas carols are very old, and they're songs that Christians have been singing for hundreds of years. Uh, yeah, the words are very rich in their meaning and so on. And so, why not sing them? They're great songs, and we love singing them, and they connect us to Christians that have gone before us in the past as well. So no, you don't have to, but we love to because they're great. Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you for the answer. I think, Savina, is it mandatory? Because what Tim told me, it's not mandatory, but maybe for you, it's mandatory. Is it?
It's not mandatory to me. But if you would ask me if I would rather do caroling or not, I would definitely do caroling. It just
Ah,
gives a different feeling.
I understand. So it has its own significance for you as an individual. What do you
Yes.
think about that, Grace? Is it mandatory for you to do caroling?
It's not mandatory, but it can help us remember the meaning of Christmas.
Good. So it's like a tradition and it's fun to do. So why not, right? I think it's a very, very good thing, a very, very good answer. I think that's the question that we have from the audience. So now I believe after you guys have shared this information with all of us, I think now have learned a little bit more, not if not a lot more about Christmas and why we're celebrating it, and also we'll get to remember about the good moments and the good things that we've had for the celebration that we had a few years ago. And I believe this year around, for those who are watching, can take some of the tips and tricks that has been delivered by Tim, Savina, and Grace on how to get a much more greener Christmas celebration this year. So I believe you guys may take a break and we'll put you back at the backstage. So thank you so much for sharing with us all these wonderful insights and wonderful tips. So thank you so much, Tim, Savina, and Grace. You've been truly wonderful guests for today. So I believe now you can go backstage and have a drink and
Thank you.
do
Thanks for being a good host.
no problem, no problem. I think you can go back and do some caroling. No, okay, never mind. So, all right, thank you so much for sharing with us. Because even though we are putting our guests backstage, we are also going to do some sharing from our own side, which is we are going to do some uh, green tips sharing. So, although we have celebrated every year, we also wondered why we said, is there any way for us to celebrate Christmas in a much more sustainable way? So I think now we are trying to get the most out of it by also sharing with you on how to make your celebration a little bit greener. And this time around, I'm going to invite my wonderful colleague, Miss Kimberly, to get on stage on sharing with me how to make your Christmas a little bit greener. So I welcome the Kimberly. Tam tam tam. Hello.
Hi, Merry Christmas. Merry
Very
Christmas,
festive again.
everyone.
Very
Yeah,
festive.
it's the Christmas, and I also got inspired by the guests that shared earlier on, Pastor Tim, Grace, as well as Savina. So yes, ta-da! My thing just fall.
It's okay,
Yes,
Kim.
yeah,
The
but
the
it's
cons
okay.
the cons
As
of
long as
being
the
so
main
festive.
main main thing that I'm gonna share later didn't fall, then it's fine. Oh my
Yeah, we
god.
don't break stuff early on. It's not yet Christmas. So I'm gonna give the stage to you to do the sharing with our audience. So
Okay.
now I'm gonna walk back behind for you
Yeah,
to have
walk
sharing
it back.
session.
Walk.
Right,
Okay,
right.
bye.
Bye
Yeah, you can
bye for
join
a
me on
while.
the stage also if you want. But no.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll buy myself for a while and then I'll come back later while you are sharing.
Yeah,
Right.
okay. All
Bye bye for a
right. See you
while.
later. And yeah, later I bye bye. The rest left. Okay. So hi everyone. It's Teacher Kim time again. So as you can see, today as what Uze, the host of the day, shared about. Today I'm going to share with you how you can actually make your own Christmas tree using all those stuff that usually you recycle. So today, this is what I'm going to teach you how you can do your own Christmas tree from cardboard. So probably from the look itself, you don't know what it's made out of. It's actually cardboard, and you can see the little circle thing is actually buttons. And yeah, we have this. All are actually mostly made out of recycled things, apart from this cotton wool. Okay, so don't worry. Oh my God, don't worry. I'll teach you step by step. Which halal today? Yes. So yeah, if you are watching with us right now, you can prepare some of the stuff or tools that you have after you finish this session, so you can do your own. First is you need a scissors, need a glue, you will need paint, watercolor, and brush, of course. And of course, like I mentioned, you need some cotton wool. And then, most important, you will need some cardboard. So the cardboard, it could be something like this. I got it from A4. So it depends. If you want to paint it, then this one is a bit hard for you to paint. But this side, you can actually use it. Okay? So from this cardboard, of course, last but not least, you need some button to decorate. Okay? So I have a lot of buttons here. Yes. So the first step is how you can actually make your Christmas tree. Is that from this cardboard, I need you to draw out a shape of a Christmas tree. Okay, so you draw it out. I need two of it. So you draw it out, Christmas tree. After that, you cut. You use scissors and cut. So this is how it will look like when you cut it out. Ta-da! See? To a line. So make sure they are of the same shape, yeah? And why we will need two? So that we can actually slot it in after that. So once you cut out these two Christmas tree, one side, you cut it open from the bottom. Okay, and the other side you cut it open from the top. So we have one from the top, and one from the bottom. So once you have these two shapes already, you can actually easily slot it in. Okay, you just try it out and see if it works, if it can stand properly. So this is where I have slotted in. Actually, this is an idea that I got inspired by my lovely colleague Aiki. So credit to her if she's watching. Thank you so much. So you can see now we have a 3D or 2D. I don't know, 4D. Yeah, no, it's a 2D Christmas tree. Ta-da! This is how it looks like. You see, such an interesting Christmas tree, right? So you can see one side I already painted it with green. Of course, you are supposed to paint it all with green. I'll just show you one side. So paint all the sides of the Christmas tree in green. Of course, I don't really mean that Christmas tree have to be green. You can be creative. You can paint it in yellow, red, blue, any colors that you like. Okay, it's your own Christmas tree. You can decorate anything you want. So paint it with the colors that you like. After that, you slot it in. Ta-da! So now that you have your Christmas tree, now it's time for you to decorate your Christmas tree. Ta-da! So how you can decorate is that it's a bit plain, right? If you just paint it in green color like this. So what I'll do is simple thing. I will actually get buttons I'll just paste button around. So any color, any kinds of buttons. My mom's a button collector. So all those old clothes, instead of throwing it away, she actually collect all those beautiful buttons. Probably she want to sell it one day or open a button museum. I'm not sure, but a lot of buttons. So if you don't have it, don't worry. You can actually get from your mom's or dad clothes. Secretly go and take. No lah. Later all your mom. That probably will be the last time of you doing your Christmas tree. So you can actually get from your siblings. Your sibling clothes. And at night you can go take out a sibling clothes button and everything, right? See whichever siblings that you don't like the most, so you can take the button and then you cut off the button and then you can stick on it. Okay, so of course if you really don't want to do that, you don't have buttons, you can decorate it with what is it called, stickers, or you can draw it, you can paint it. So it's up to you. Yep. So that's pretty much of it. And of course, if I want to give a little bit of Christmas touch, I want to make it like a snowing kind of feeling. So that's where I add on some cotton wools around. So you can just stick around and make it look like, hey, it's a Christmas tree in snow. Okay, so this is a bit plain. When you put everything together, it will look like this. Ta-da! So feel free to explore as well, huh? And of course, usually people will put a star or an angel up there on the top of the Christmas tree. But right now, I don't know where's my star. Where's my star? Yeah, I couldn't find my star. But anything that you have, you can actually put it here. Star, angel, anything that you like. Okay. If you don't want, you can remove it as well. So it will look as good as without this one already. Okay. So I think that's pretty much of my sharing session. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. I hope you guys have a fun session, fun day, decorating and designing your own Christmas tree. With that, I'll pass it back to Uze, and everyone, Merry Christmas and have a green Christmas, okay? Bye.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing, Kim. Yeah, who says you cannot have a very nice Christmas tree
Yeah,
on your own? Yeah, you can just make
correct.
one. It can be
Yeah,
two things at the same time, right?
definitely. You can
Christmas tree.
yeah, have fun with your siblings, from stealing their buttons and while celebrating in front.
I like the comments that it can be a Christmas tree and also a button monster. So it's a two-in-one thing, you know.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
It's a very very interesting thing. See, you can just do it on your own. No biggie. It can look nice. It can
Yep.
show your effort when it comes to say creating a wonderful Christmas decoration and Christmas trees. So thank
Definitely.
you so much, Kim, for sharing. I believe our audience would love to try it at home.
Oh my
Maybe we
God,
can
I
do.
need to share this. Wait.
Huh, huh.
These are little things that I made out from toilet paper roll. You see, it's so cute. And I have Santa version also. So this is all made out from toilet paper roll. So you can make creative things, nice things from here. Okay, so this one I'm not gonna share how I do it lah. So you can be creative in that sense. Yes. All right, that's all. Thank you, Uze. Bye.
Thank you so much for sharing, Kim. Yeah, I see. It's actually there's a lot of ways for you to create something so nice, so cute, so thoughtful just by using your, I say, recycled items or your own creativity. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to buy like one whole tree, and you can just make it a small one on your own, and you can make it as a gift for your friends or your family members to show what a meaningful say gift you are giving them. These are one of the things that you can be doing. Actually, after this session we also have some videos that we want to share, but before that, thank you so much, Kim, again for sharing. We are going to jump to our quiz session. Ta-da! Okay, so some for you to tickle your brain, and those who answer the fastest, those who answer the fastest and correctly and comply the conditions are going to receive special gift from us, Penang Green Council. So we will actually announce the winner by the end of our session today. So if you are one of the winners, please drop us a message on our inbox so that we can liaise with you on how to collect or to give your gifts away. And I believe those who are watching are excited for the quiz session, and say very enthusiastic. When it comes to quiz and there's gift, yeah, people start to be very enthusiastic. Actually, there will be 5 questions going to be displayed. So you need to answer all of those 5 in a comment section. So for example, the 1D, 2C, 3D, 4A, and then number 5 is an open question. You just type and then you click enter, and then you put all your answers together in one comment. So that's how it's gonna go. And now I will start showing you the quiz question. So our audience, are you ready for the quiz question? Jang, jang, jang. I'll start it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! I think we can rerun the quiz. All right, so now we already have few answers coming on the comment section. Thank you so much for participating in the quiz section. So we will now display the answer in front. So shall we show it? Shall we show it? All right, so those are the answers for the quiz question. So I would like to congratulate Lily Chin Lily and also Livashni Sri Livashni Sri. Okay, so those who have answered correctly in the comment section. So hope you can actually contact us from our say Facebook Messenger, or those who answer in YouTube. Maybe you can also send in your login to your Facebook account and then contact us again so that we can say liaise with you in terms of the gift arrangement. So thank you so much for participating. Congratulations again to Lily and Livashni for say tuning in and answer your question in our comment section below. So I hope you guys, those who are all watching, had a lot of fun today, because we not only we learn more about Christmas, we also learn on how to make Christmas a little bit greener, and also we get to say gain some knowledge from those two cute little girls, and also from one handsome pastor, Mr. Tim. So thank you so much for those who have joined us today. But before I end this session, there's also a video that I'm going to share. So hope you guys can watch it, and then we'll end the session. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. I hope you have a very good Christmas celebration later and a very nice weekend. So have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and goodbye. So go on, play the video, and then we end the live session.